Be a tough game, a real tough game.
Yeah, difficult one to call, this one. You mentioned last leg decider. James Wade actually went to a last leg with Christian Kist. It was 6-5. Wade had the throw in the first leg, and not a single break point in the entire match. But you talked about having that bottle when it really counts, and he hit only 2 180s in that match, but one of them was in the deciding leg.
First 3 darts.
Exactly.
You know, when you've gone to 5-all and you think, right, I ain't got the throw, but, you know, hit a bad score, and you see the 3 darts go in, I don't care who you are, you kind of go, oh, heck, what's going on here, you know. And all your expectations get chucked out the window, to be quite honest.
Game on.
And Wade has won the throw again, so we'll see if it goes all the way, but certainly I think this has got 9-10 legs minimum in this game.
Well, they've met 8 times. Wade leads 5-3 on the head-to-heads, but half of those games have gone to a last leg decider.
83.
And 3/4 of them have gone at least 10 legs. So, yeah, if you're going to put any money on this, you would expect that it is going to go 10, 11 legs. It's unlikely that one of these guys is going to thrash the other one. Ian White, though, such a solid performer, consistency. He's like the new Andy Hamilton. He just keeps, you know, producing 95 average every time he gets on stage.
Yes, if you're going to beat him, you ain't going to beat him playing badly. That's a fact. He's got this bottom line of standard, which is a lot higher than most players, but he hasn't got, at the moment, that firepower, that turbocharge of, you know, the 105s and 106 averages yet. And all it is just the consistency and a few of the other legs.
Yeah, I mean, he had a really good year last year. I mean, in the quarterfinals of the UK Open, the Players' Championships and the World Championships. As I say, it's very much Andy Hamilton-esque, this. His fellow Stoke dart player. Keeps making the last 8 of major tournaments. Just needs to find just that little bit of magic to go, you know, a step further. The semis, the final, maybe go on and win one.
Well, you're right, Dan. I mean, you know, we've said so many times it's 5 or 6 games to win a major. And, you know, you've got to beat 5 or 6 of the best players in the world. And if you have an indifferent game, you're going to get beaten. You know, not very often in the majors do you win playing really bad. So, you know, that's the consistency. James Wade wants to... Well, at one time you would have put your house that James Wade would have hit that double 10.
Well, at least he's missed outside, so he will be coming back for it. It's his favourite double. And when he does start hitting it, I mean, your heart must sink as an opposition dart player when he just reaches out and just plonks it in that little red bit over on the right hand side of the board. Working his way in from there. Oh, close, moving across the hockey. Well, 4 darts at his favourite double go missing. So Ian White for a breaker throw. Christian Kist couldn't do this against James Wade in the opening match. But Ian White has, and he takes the 1-0 lead.
And thank you very much, says Ian White. Said not very often do you see James Wade miss 4 darts at a double, but so many times when, you know, a player misses the double, gives the opponent a chance, and they don't take that chance. But White's done exactly what he's had to do. He didn't score brilliantly in that leg. Got the chance, thank you very much. And now, you know, just a little level 15 dart leg to settle it down and go 2-0 up.
You have to say, though, when his back's against the wall, that's usually when you see the best of James Wade, isn't it? He's like poking a bear with a stick.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I mean, in the first 2 games in the World Championships, I mean, they both should have beaten him, but he just stuck in there. And, you know, Andy Swift was one of them, and it'll come to the other
Darren
one.
Webster. Darren Webster in that game had not missed a dart at a double in 6 attempts. And then he missed 6 for the winning double, and James Wade ended up sneaking through. And Andy Smith missed 2 or 3 at match darts as well.
It's all about, you know, the double when it's to close the game out. They're the important ones. That's where the pressure comes.
Well, James Wade said, I don't know if he was being overly emotional, he said that his win in Gibraltar meant more to him than any of the major titles he'd won, because he didn't know if he could win tournaments anymore. If he's convinced himself that he can now, it was his first tournament for nearly 3 years, if he's convinced himself he can win those now, then you know, the sky's the limit for this lad. He's still a young man. He's only 31.
Well, he's exactly right. You know, when you're at the top of your game, you're so confident, you just get on with it. But when you're on a bit of a downer, it don't matter how many people come up and say, "Oh, come on, you know, things will be all right." You, in yourself, you've got to believe it. And winning a tournament like that, now he's got that self-belief back. Ian White, this is the bullseye for the 2-0. Now James Wade.
And that would have been for the level 15 darter that Ian White would have asked of himself to consolidate that breaker throw in the first leg. James Wade missed 4 darts at double 10 in the first leg himself, and he's not missed with his second dart in this one. It's a break back for James Wade, and after winning his opening match against Christian Kiss in 11 legs where nobody had a break of throw, we've had 2 in 2 legs in this one. Winner of this one goes through to play Adrian Lewis, who was absolutely incredible in beating Benito van der Pas yesterday. Had to survive match darts, though, from the young Dutchman, who is, well...
It was a crazy game,
yeah, there's a lot to talk about that lad with the way he's playing at the minute and how far he can go.
Crazy game. I mean, Adrian Lewis had 130 on his first 9 darts, 107 overall average, and he was 5-2 down. And we were trying to work it out, and in the end we just give up. I said to Adi last night, you know, when he come off, I said, "What happened there?" He said, "I don't know." He didn't know either. He is a player that doesn't overthink the game, and when you've got that ability, don't even think about the game, just get up there and throw.
This isn't bad for me. Right, there's the first maximum of the match. Dancing all around the hockey, James Wade, to try and force it into. Why not move downstairs there? He's just stubborn.
He's a player that doesn't go for a 19 very often. He'd rather move across the hockey. There isn't many players in the game that do that. Ronnie Baxter's another one. They'd rather try and force a dart through other darts.
Peter Wright can be pretty stubborn on that treble 20 as well. We will be seeing Peter Wright in action today, as James Wade looks to set this up and sets it up very nicely. All Ian White can do is try and get a ton 40 here. Leave himself tops. Not going to manage that. He's got Shanghai. So James Wade for a 13 dart leg and a 2-1 lead. There it is. And the machine goes into the lead for the first time in the match.
Game on.
When we talk about players, you know, nicknames, you know, the machine is a perfect nickname for James Wade. If you ever look at his throw, you know, I tell players to try and get a rhythm of all 3 darts. You know, he sets it, pulls it back, releases it. You know, it's set it, he pulls it back, releases it. That speed of that throw, all 3 darts are exactly the same. He doesn't rush it, he doesn't slow it up, and that's why he's so consistent.
Yeah, and it's that consistency, particularly when under pressure, you know, the final stages of big tournaments when you've got to take out shots with your opponent waiting to pounce on it. If you can rely on doing the same thing over and over again, there's not many things that can go wrong.
130.
That's how he's won the titles that he has. I mean, you know, he'd be going into the match play in a week's time, the Bet Victor World match play at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. He knows what it's like to win that tournament, having done it in 2007 as Ian White misses out on his second maximum of the match. You know, it's all there. He's finally got a bit of confidence back. He's got a tournament win under his belt. It's a brave man to bet against James Wade in any one-off game. And that's what happens. Find it a maximum. He doesn't hit that often, but he hits them just when he needs them. Look at this on the Ian White throw. To leave 44 and a potential 11 darter.
Yeah, it was a killer blow for Ian White, that 180. Now the big 4 for the double top for a 3-1 lead from James Wade. He's pulling it, the double 10. Oh, he's got the double 10 going into double top. And a 3-1 lead for James Wade on a break of throw. And like you said, Dan, what a time to hit him. You know, when we say set the shot up, that's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it's just been unreal the amount of times that he's an ironic celebration for James Wade there as he hits 28. But that's typical Wade.
Well, it's nice to see him smiling again as well, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it certainly is.
You know, he's well documented the problems he's had, and
100.
he was so angry with himself and miserable. But now it's good to see him laughing and joking, and he didn't make the Premier League, and I actually think that it done him a favour. I think staying off the road for them 16 weeks, and able to rest
100.
and get himself, fit and proper, I think it actually has done him a favour.
Well, look, I mean, we've seen players go into the Premier League, and when their confidence isn't at its greatest, it can be detrimental to their game in total. But that break has ended up with James Wade coming back and winning his first tournament in 3 years. Now, whether
100.
James Wade fans or James Wade himself would have gone, well, would have rather he'd been in there. At this point, you're probably thinking, well, this has been really, really good for him.
I totally agree with you. Yeah, it isn't a fluke that he's, back to
100.
nearly his best and winning tournaments. I really don't think. I think the Premier League missing that as a major contribution to him being, as good as he is.
Well, if it does give him a platform to go on and perform in major tournaments this year,
97.
I think, James Wade has got a very, very strong chance of being in the Premier League next year. Now, he's won pretty much everything there is to win. The World Championship aside, Ian White just misses out on another maximum. I remember him telling me a few years ago, it's not a case of if I win a World Championship, it's when. He believed he was that good. That gradually eroded over the following years, to the point where he wasn't sure he was going to win any tournament at all, as we were saying.
101.
But exciting times in the world of darts if James Wade is coming back into form. But Ian White here is looking at double 16 for 101 checkout, and one of the breaks back, and there it is. Ian White fighting back.
Yes, that was a great leg of darts by Ian White, and he needed to do it. He couldn't afford, because Wade had set that up absolutely perfect again. He couldn't afford for Wade to come back to the dartboard, and now he's really back in this game. And I said after he won the first leg, just a nice little level 15 dart here with the throw. And, it just gets you comfortable, gets you, the heart rate just pumping at the right speed.
$140.
Well, once again we see Ian White producing a solid performance in the mid to high 90s in the averages. James Wade even higher than that.
100.
Just come to expect it for Ian White. You kind of expect James Wade to just go, whoever he's playing, he'll throw their average, maybe +1. That's whatever. It doesn't matter. If they're throwing 77, he might throw 78. If they're throwing 99, he'll throw 100. Just does enough to get the job done. Absolutely phenomenal dart player.
There's those odd stray darts from Ian White, it's going to cost him, especially when your opponent punishes you. That's unlucky. I was going to say punishes you with the maximum.
Well, if Ian White were to find a maximum of his own, that 60 on the floor, it looked like, could be absolutely pivotal in this one. Oh, look at this Ian White.
140.
A few times he stuck a couple in the treble bed and not been able to follow it with the third. I do say that 140s win your games rather than 180s, but the occasional 180 at the right time, that can completely turn a match on its head.
The 180s win you the odd legs, the 140s that win your matches. If you've got that 140 count up there, as hitting as many of them as you are tons, then you are playing at the top of your game.
An extra 40 points in that last visit for Ian White would have made this a lot easier. It might not matter anyway because he needs another one. And look at this, Ian White for 144 checkouts. Oh, he misses the double 12. And James Wade for another break and throw in this match. It's only been one hole of throw. Lovely marker for James Wade. Well, a surprise that he didn't manage to find the target. Ian White to hold to make it a 3-all game. Gets in closer. Not close enough.
Yes, and I think Ian White's expression on his face as he walked up, he closed his eyes, he's thinking, I can't believe that I've let James Wade back to take out the double top. But James Wade just kind of acknowledged Ian White there and saying sorry about that. I nicked it.
He's not sorry.
No, not at all. I don't know any player that is sorry. They may do an expression that lets the crowd think that they're sorry, but no, it doesn't happen. If you're not good enough to take it out, then I will. Thank you very much. That's what happens. But I mean, Ian, he started off bad in that leg, but got it back with a big score.
96.
And this is the 144 for the 15 darts. And we said, you know, a nice little level 15 darts gets him going again. And you let James Wade back in. And
well, it'd be disappointing not in the 144, but 3 darts at double six. That's a killer, isn't it? When you're playing somebody of James Wade's calibre, world number 5, if you're gonna beat them, then you're gonna have to take out shots like that.
absolutely right. You know, you come off the board, you go, you know what? I've had 4 darts to make it 3 all. I'm 4-2 down. That's a killer.
But having said that, there's not a great deal between these two. Ian White has still got a chance. James Wade isn't on a finish, so if Ian White can find a couple of trebles, he may get a dart for one of the breaks that he needs. He's found one.
92.
Just the one. So it's neck and neck, but James Wade has the advantage here. Adrian Lewis awaits the winner of this one. The third round will be played this evening as we whittle the field down to just 8. Quarter-final, semi-final and final tomorrow afternoon. Ian White looking to set this up. He's going to set it up very well, you know.
Yes, that's perfect from Ian White. He's asking the question of James Wade. He's going to get 2 darts at the treble 20, is Wade. No, he's not moving across. Oh, well, White comes back. Now, he missed 4 darts at a double in the previous leg. He's going to get another 3 here at double top. And it is for another breaker throw. If he's going to miss, once it's just on the top wire. Right in the middle.
Absolutely no bother for Ian White.
They're
going back to 4-3.
Game on.
We said at the start of this one, the likelihood is it's going to go to 10 or 11 legs. 3/4 of their meetings in the past have gone to at least 10 legs.
$95.
Well, a better start on the throw from Ian White. And when you're throwing first, you just want to, the worst way, hit a treble on every
140.
Forces your opponent into hitting that 280 in 6 darts in some time in the leg. Well, that's perfect from White. Plenty of room to the right.
140.
Well, Ian White, a higher average overall than he is in his first 9. It shows a bit of a lack of scoring in his first 3 visits to the board. He has got a ton plus checkout in there as well. 83 in the first leg, so a few missed doubles from both of these guys. That's around about average, isn't it, for top dart players? 1 in 3.
Yeah, you're normally knocking above 40%. You're happy with anything below 40%. You know, you will say, oh, I'm not hitting the doubles.
But it's really that one leg for Ian White where he missed 4 darts at the double. And, you know, take those out, and then suddenly he's actually looking very good. But
yeah, and also his first 9 dart average. It's more to do with the first 3 darts of each leg. That's where he's been letting himself down. But he's got a chance here. If he doesn't take it up, well, he doesn't want to take it out. He'll just set it up. Oh, he needs a treble though. Oh, and he's opened the door for James Wade again.
Well, James Wade, it would not be surprising if he hit a 140 here. Not surprising in the least.
100.
Sets that up lovely. 136 leaves him double top. And Ian White, well, he may only get a shot at the bullseye. If that. Well, he is going to get a shot. And it is at the bullseye for 4 all.
102. You require 40.
Well, another breaker throw, it's looking like. 3 darts at double top for James Wade. Only needs the 1, and that's 5-3. Goes within a leg of the last 16, and Ian White has got to win 3
Nine
on the
leg
spin,
James
something he has
Roper.
not managed to do so
Eight.
far. And James Wade's got the throw in 2 of them.
Well, Wade missed the 4 darts of the double in the first leg, which White nicked.
140.
And then it was White had 4 darts to let Wade back in. So on that sort of thing, it's a level playing field on give-me's. But it's just Wade, he's just kind of 1 dart better than Ian White in each leg at the moment, isn't he?
That's all you need. And James Wade has made a habit of it. Look, there's some really good legs of darts here. 3 13s, a 12, couple of 15s and a 16.
135.
We talk about, solid darts, and that's
Says it
exactly
all.
what this is.
Yes, it says it all from both players as well. I mean, Ian will probably walk off here thinking I didn't play well enough. He missed the odd dart,
100.
double. Just the odd stray dart on scoring. But he is playing against someone that's, pretty much far, and I would say well over 90% of his ability.
140.
That's the thing. You see the best of James Wade when somebody pushes him, and Ian White is almost the ideal player for him to play, because he knows he's going to have to play well to beat him.
134.
Play consistently
James
well. He
Wade
can't go to sleep and lose 2 or 3 legs in a row.
Well, James Wade's one of those dart players that I feel plays the dartboard and not his opponent. That's why he can stay consistent. He misses the bullseye. So a chance here for Ian White, but it is
167.
second highest checkout achievable on the dartboard. And he's not going to do it, so Wade comes back to close this match out. And we talk about people who have had chances of winning matches and don't do it. Wade 5 for double 10. Oh, well.
Shock as James Wade misses the big number. Now he wants double 4.
17.
Well, that's a second match dart that's gone missing for James Wade. Very uncharacteristically missing the big number. So Ian White to make this 5-4. Only going to get 1 dart, and it's at double top for 5-4.
47.
That may be the last dart he throws in this European Darts Open, because James Wade has missed 2 match darts. Is he going to miss any more? No, he's not. It's James Wade.
And
He
the
shakes
match,
his head.
James
He's not happy
Wade.
with stumbling over the line in the end. But Ian White, the 7th seed, crashes out to the 7-time major winner, and James Wade, fresh from his victory in Gibraltar on the European Tour, salutes the crowd. Drinks in adulation. He is through. He will play Adrian Lewis in the next round. Could we see back-to-back victories on the European Tour for the machine? He marches on. He'll be back this evening to play Lewis for a place in the quarter-finals. We'll get a quick word with him, and then we will return for the Hurricane, Kim Huybrechts, against Ryan de Vrede.
Yeah, congratulations. You look so cool when you're playing. Do you realize the great atmosphere here?